back at it again. It's a new year. Happy New Year. I hope umeanza new year yako in a good note. I hope January yako haijakuwa January.
Acha niwaambie kitu moja. Leo ndio ile siku. Today is the day.
Surprisingly, this month has been quite short for me. I was expecting it to have like 54 days as usual, but it's like this time God has heard our prayers and He's just like, you know what, I'm gonna give you a short January, a short, sunny, bright, they say hot month. So thank you so much for clicking. I am your host Diversified Wangari, and this is the Peace of Mind podcast. Umekuaje? Nimekuhata guy.
I love you, mimi nakupenda. I love you. Nimekufa nimeoza, silali kwa ajili yako.
I've missed you so much. How have you been? How's everything? How's life? Nimekumiss, and we need to catch up. The things, okay, I feel like the events, some of the activities, some of the trending moments that have caught my eye specifically is, okay, I really felt hurt and discouraged and disheartened because
cut the show. I'm done. Take me off. Take me off. Cut the show. I'm done.
Because of what happened to Marion Naipe. Yani, mtu anakuja kuhang out na wewe, you guys are drinking, you're having a good time, unaamua kumwaibisha, kupost, you know, her dignity on social media just to embarrass and humiliate her, not realizing you're embarrassing yourself as well, because what was that? Like, guys, situko tu na akili kiasi, gosh. And even before we go further, it's very discouraging. As a girl, as a woman, as a lady, as a feminine person, a feminine woman, human being, I feel like first you need to consider yourself. You need to learn. Una need kujua uko wapi, unafaa kujijali. Put your security, your identity, your sense of self first. Because sasa, if you start allowing and giving these kinds of responsibilities, like taking care of yourself and how people perceive you, and you know, yourself just being a lady and your image and your character and everything, if you relay that responsibility to someone else, assuming that they want the best for you, they should want the best for you, expecting that they love you and they'll cover you and, you know, protect you and all that. In the world of today, where women are being killed, they're being mistreated, children, the list goes on. Like, it's getting bad, guys. Like, Nimbaya. I liked how Geoffrey Mosera got involved and wanted to get this culprit and arrest him. You know, I saw there was a polarized response to this situation online. People were like, oh, we blame the girl, oh, we blame the guy. And truthfully, I blame the both of them. There's no one who's on the right. The both of them are likosea, because first of all, as the girl, protect yourself. Care for yourself. Don't give your responsibility of protecting yourself and caring for yourself to another person who you just met, ama hata kama mmejuana for sijui how many years. Just know your sense of security is your responsibility. The moment where you hand it over or you surrender yourself to the mercies of another person, in terms of, even if it's like for having fun and everything, without being cautious or being aware of what it is you're doing, my friend, you're endangering yourself, okay? You're endangering yourself, you're endangering the people around you, because anything can go left. And kwanza unaona the fact that alcohol was involved. So we are grown-ups. To fikirie, use your brain, be smart, and put yourself first. I hope that person aliweza kushikwa na put down those videos. But sasa shida ni ukisha post kwa internet ama when it goes to the internet, that's it. There's nothing you can do. You cannot delete it. You cannot do anything.
All the memories, I hope they fade away. I just feel so ashamed I ever feel.
And that's why you're always advised, you're told to be cautious. Be cautious with how you're interacting with the internet, with what you're posting, when you're posting, how you're posting. Be very cautious because the internet never forgets. It never forgets. So I hope umse alipatwa na akalan lesson yake, okay? The internet is not your mom, okay? And it's not your parents. The internet is the internet, and it is vicious, okay? So you better protect yourself. You better take care of yourself. Go to places where you're wanted. Go to places where you're respected. Another thing, by the way, that really surprised me was that there's this burial that was happening for a lady who lost her life. I send my condolences. I think she was working for Family Bank or something, and then they were holding the funeral, and so the Family Bank staff were giving their speeches and everything, and they wanted to read their eulogies and stuff, and also maybe sing a song. When you lose someone, you're allowed to mourn, and like there's no proper way or proper structure in which someone or people are supposed to follow when they're mourning their loved one or someone that had an impact in their life. So it was quite disturbing to see that the pastor, I don't know if she's the lead pastor or this lady anaanza kwamba say ati I don't think it would make sense ati if you read or stated your eulogy if it is not on the list, either if it's not on the printed program. Normally there's usually a funeral program, I don't know how it's called, like a church bulletin, but now for the funeral that states how time and activities have been aligned during the event. So the lady's like, no, you cannot stand up here and start dressing the crowd out of the blues. You have to make sure that your eulogy or your speech has been written or is in the script. And guys are like, wait, afandi.
Piga nduru. La wakati nilikuwa napiga nduru, hawasikii sauti. Napiga nduru lakini hawanisikii. Wakati Luka.
The reason why she was saying this is because everyone should have respect and follow the structure of the church. And I'm like, okay, I get it. We also, definitely we should respect the structure of the church and how they carry themselves. But you're forgetting, you've come for a service, you've come for an event that is really sad, and you're here to support the family. You're not here to rule and command and state how people should move and everything. In fact, Asha MC ndo anafaa kuwa like, yo guys, if you have something to say, just say it quickly. Yendo anafaa kuwa na control everything, not the lead pastor of the event, So I found that to be very weird. And
wengi watafunja radio zao, wengine watafunja television. They will not believe. They will not believe.
And the fact that it also showed me how our society is super religious. It's overly religious, reminding me of the Pharisees and the Sadducees. Kama unasomanga Bible, this is for you. Na kama usomangi Bible, this is your calling, this is your time, this is your sign to pick up that Bible and start reading. So it just reminds me of the time the Pharisees and the Sadducees were confronted by Jesus, and when he was only 12 years, and he was asking them about their teachings and everything. He sat there and argued with them at the synagogue when he was 12 years. And because they're so, but because of their role in the society and how they were viewed and perceived, and how based on their perception they were living a holy life by not eating like unclean animals, not interacting with unclean things. So in their eyes they were sanctified, they were holy, they had all the right, and they had all the knowledge of being spiritual, and they also had all the knowledge to access heaven. But really, when you look at it, even when Jesus now grew up and started interacting with people from different parts of the world, he wasn't going to the church leaders. He wasn't going to like he wasn't secluding himself to the church leaders and the religious people, and he was going to the people who have not heard about Jesus. They've not even had any clue about any religion. Like, he was going for the lost, the damned, the hurt, the broken, the ones that society would term as inadequate or like unusual, so to speak, or people who are unsafe or unclean. Yani, the outcasts of now the normal usual population. And that's one of the things that I really loved about Jesus, because it's like, it's not about who is right or who is wrong. It's about God's love and your ability to love and give access to knowledge of God, to his his teachings and his lessons, his vibe. You get to learn his character through reading and also interacting with people who have also spent time in the word and live their lives based on the word. So hapo tumeenda deep kidogo, but I just found it hypocritical for the church or that church leader or that specific lady. I won't say the church, because it's not like all churches behave like that. They have the patience, they have the humility to allow you to mourn your people, your person, in accordance to your will, your might, your bandwidth. Like, they're just there to support you and to let you know that you're not alone. But sasa kwa huyu, this one, the one that you just saw, huyu anataka rule everything.
What are you saying? What is he saying?
Wants to rule everything. So the later people on X were just losing their minds, and they're like, "Oh, do you think you are?" No. And but surprisingly, just a couple of days before that, there was also another funeral, but it was more traditional, like a traditional Kikuyu-ish, Rastafarian kind of funeral. And you'd see, like, they were dancing and celebrating the person. Like, you could see it made sense when they sang those songs and danced around the body, and it was like a good farewell goodbye to their loved one. So religion, just being religious does not certify that utaenda heaven. You have to have a relationship with God. You have to be loving. You need to reflect what it is you're living, like, or you're experiencing with your God in your life. Like, and for us to know that you're in good terms with God, or you're truly in tune and in God, living within God's will, what we can use to gauge that and see that is the fruits of your life, the kinds of relationships you have, your career, your life, your family life. We get to see are things looking good? Is it something or someone that I'd want to be? Am I just weird? Ooh, now that you're talking about knowing your Bible, there's another content creator. I think she's called Victoria. I'm just gonna play her video for a few moments, and I want you to watch. How many people, or do you even know one Bible verse? Like, are you someone who's conversant with the word? Are you someone who spends the time in the word? So she was going around town asking people, she just say a verse like, for God so loved the world, and then she'd pass the mic to the one she's interviewing and be like, you're supposed to finish the line with the correct ending of the verse that she stated.
A man's soul.
I don't have time, sir.
Episode of Complete the Bible Verse, but this time Kenya Nairobi edition. Tell what the people of Nairobi know their Bible. I can't wait to see how this is going to go. He that dwelleth in the secret place of the Most High
shall abide under the shadows of the Almighty. I will say to the Lord, He is my strength and my fortress.
Okay. For God so loved the world.
Yeah, they are loved by God. That's why He loved our Lord.
In the beginning was the Word.
The word was good.
What?
The word was good.
Yeah. Beginning, God created
In the beginning, God created light and darkness, light and day and night.
For me,
Yes, I'm for God.
trust in the Lord with all your heart.
And lean not in your own understanding.
Okay. A man's soul.
I don't have time, sir.
So it was so funny to see how very few people know the word, and we claim to be a Christian country, but where is the evidence? People are not reading the Bible. Don't wait for your pastor or your friend who's so religious mwenye anashinanga ameomba 24/7 to come and give you the word. Be vigilant and take your time and usome Bible for yourself. Ndio hata ukibebwa ujinga huko njama, when people talk and lie and say these things that don't even go with the word, you're able to discern because you know what the word says, and you don't take people's truth based on their word of mouth, but based on God's word, which is the truth. Okay, so I feel like those are the main things that really caught my eye this month, and I'm so glad it's over. Like, gosh, Valentine's is coming up, and kona mtu ama we'll just be together. But I'll be taking myself on a solo date this year. I've decided maneno kwa like sitaki kuwa in a relationship. I don't want to be in a humiliation ritual right now, so I'm just gonna give myself all the love. I'm gonna shower myself with all the love and see where that takes me. And if you'd like to see more of that journey, please follow my personal social handles, which is Diversified Wangari on both Instagram and TikTok. And then we can go on this adventure together, because I mean, being single actually isn't that bad. It's so much fun, and you get to do what you want whenever you want, however you want. You have the freedom to travel. You have the abundant love of your friends, of your family. Like, like things are vibing, things are flowing, and you're able to focus on things that you've always wanted to work on. So I'm just like, I'm so excited. I'm excited for what this year holds for me and you. So yeah, if you want to follow along that exciting journey, just follow my social handles for more. And on that note, some of the things that we are not going to stand for this year. Bili this year tumesema no to these things. Na hata mimi kama witness, kama the author, the writer and the host of this episode, pia mimi, I'm following these things, and we are not compromising for nothing, okay? These are the few things we're just gonna follow through. I feel like they should be our guide for this year, for our relationships, for our self-integration, for our careers, for you name it, for adventure, of course, and extracurricular activities. The first thing, no is a full sentence, okay? No is a full sentence. No is a full sentence. So when you ask me about something that I don't know, something that I don't want to take part to, or like take part in, something that I just don't want nothing to do with, I'm just gonna tell you no. And don't expect no, it's cause I'm a no, but we can do something else. It's just gonna be a no. No explanation, no overreaching. I'm not trying to please you. I'm not trying to make you feel good, because I'm also trying to make myself feel good. And if making myself feel good and putting myself first and kama ina makes sense to me, like ina contribute to my health, okay, I'm gonna say no with love, of course. With love, of course. No is a full sentence. So I'm not going to pick things that are just coming to take away from me, things that don't make sense. Please, if you're coming to me, please have some decorum. Have some decorum, because I have some decorum for myself. The least you could do is have some decorum for me.
Whose hearts are we safe? In whose hearts are we safe? Jeff, in whose hearts are we safe?
Because it's not like I'm asking for something I'm not giving to myself. So please before kujo like ati, oh, you're asking for too much. These are the standards I hold for myself. So if you cannot keep up, if you cannot give that to me, please, I love you, but stay away, okay? And after kusema no, usiniuliza, oh, mbona unasema no? No over explaining. By the way, all my life being a people pleaser, I've been over explaining literally my existence. Why I live, why I'm taking water, why I'm doing this, why I'm please. I'm done explaining. I have been explaining for the past 20 years. Isn't that enough? Like, isn't that enough? What more do you want from me? Unataka nikuexplain? I'm not an English textbook. I'm not a mathematical equation that is giving you a solution. Please. I'm just a girl trying to enjoy life and, enjoy it with ease. So, relax. I'm not going to over-explain nothing. I'll just tell you need to know basis. And also that's a thing I notice, it's something I need to practice. Like, it needs a couple of reps. But I was an over-explainer. Hey, cut it. Let's just quit it. See, a must. Sawa, usi over-explain. Ukisema no, ni sawa. I understand. Ukisema yes, ni sawa. Don't explain to me. Just do it for yourself. That's all I need. Thank you. So replacing expectations with observing the people that you love. So instead of expecting them to do this, I expect you to love me, I expect you to respect me, I expect you to provide, I expect you to pick my calls, in changing in replacing these expectations that you're trying to put on people without actually having a conversation with them. These are expectations in hata hauja share. These are not things that the other person is aware that you have about them. So I feel like the least you could do when it comes to expectations, I feel like you can have a conversation like about the things that you expect from them. This is good because you're able to let them know what it is you want and need from them, right? Rather than just having this quiet contract with them in your head without relaying it what it is that you need. And when they fall short, you start blaming them and pointing fingers and saying how they ain't shit and how they suck. And in real sense, you're the one who sucks. You're the one who sucks because you didn't share what your needs are. You didn't tell them what it is you expect from them. So how do you expect them to learn that unless they're reading minds? And then utasema, oh my god, yoni voodoo, which it is. But still, unless they're autistic and they do things like aerial viewing. That's so interesting, by oh my gosh, aerial viewing. You're able to view an area, another place in your, just using your mind. You're able to see, like, unaweza kwa hapa Nairobi na bado unaweza ona kile happen Mombasa or even in South Africa or even travel back in time. Guys, I love these conspiracies. CIA conspiracies are it. Black Ops, yes. Okay, to be divert. But yeah, so change those expectations to observation, right? Change those expectations to observations. And once you do that, it's going to be so much easier for you because you're able to interact with people based on who they show you they are. Like, it's not based on your imagination or your thoughts or what you dream about. Like, it's Hollywood, but you get to carry yourself and you get to interact with them based on the person mwenye anakuonyesha. Kama anakuanga late, kama ni late, kama if it's a funny person, it's a funny person. If it's hardworking, that's what they show you, then that's who they are. So in short, who you choose to show me, ama ukidecide kukua tu weird, trust you me, that's all I'm going to accept from you. Sita argue, sita fight, sita do all that. So what you give me is what I take. If you say you're a fox, you're a chicken, whatever, I'm going to agree with you. I'm not going to sit there and argue at you. Oh, I've seen this summer. I've known you like this. We're not going to do that. We are done with that. Another thing, not everyone deserves access. Kwanza, coming from a Christian background, ama mtu mwenye amezoea kwenda church and praying and all that, right? we feel like, as Christians, we feel like we have the responsibility of loving our neighbors. Yes, we've been told that it's a commandment in the Bible, but we have this responsibility of loving our neighbors, loving also our enemies. So it's like you need to have this kind of selfless love for your neighbor and for people that you care about, and also strangers, and in general, just a fellow human being, right? So growing up having that empathetic side, and also I feel like having the background that I had, being raised by my grandmom. She was so good with people, and she had a level of emotional intelligence that I've always had an awe for. So being that, like, growing up, looking up to that, it also somehow made me, like, care for people, and also learn to see or experience other people's perspective, and putting myself in other people's shoes, and just understanding and getting. And that has its good and its bad as well. Yeah.
Beyond the cosmos, education is knowing a lot about a little, and a little about a lot. A professor is one who knows more and more about less and less.
So the good thing is, yes, God anapenda you also offer help and support, and you offer grace, like you're able to extend grace to people who've not been able to experience grace before. And the disadvantage about that is that people will always be people, first of all. Second of all, not everyone wants the best for you. Not everyone wants, not everyone cares about you. So most of the time you might find that people want to have access to you just because of what you have, what you own, where you live, the job you go to. So it's not really about the kind of person that you are, amati how amazing, and ati vile unabamba guy. And that's so painful to realize, because what do you mean you just want me for the things that I have? Like, what do you mean? Anyway, so with that, instead of feeling like you owe people access, I want you to know that you owe people love. People need to work for your access. People need to show you the reason why it's good for you to allow them in your life, because kwa ground vitu ni different, and knowing how people humans behave, sitaki. And a very good example of this is I had a friend that we just started hanging out recently, and alikuwa cool vibes. She's cool vibes, she's such an amazing person. Like, okay, we've never hanged out outside going out. Like, every time if I'm going out, I know she's the only person. Like, she's not the only person, but she's one of the people I'll call, the first person to call, come on in there, whatever, clubbing, nini, the vibe is vibing. But when it comes to confiding and advice, and a safe space, no offense, I would not pick that person to call, or I would not pick that person to meet and open myself up to and be vulnerable with, because people will meet you as far as they met themselves. So kama hajaji understand, don't even try and think that for a moment they're gonna understand you. In fact, they'll be the one judging you and pointing fingers and asking you why. And it's not because of what you've done or who you are, but it's because this is not something they have worked on themselves, or it's not something that they've been able to be confident enough and be like, you know what, let's address this thing. Let's to address it to story share, right? Yeah. And it also goes for intimate relationships. Like, allow people who really care about you, because maybe I've been in a relationship and I thought, oh my god, like, this person loves me, and they do the most for me, and only to find out they only loved what I did for them. They loved how I made them feel, which is valid, which is fine, but they didn't like or love me for who I am. They didn't love me for my experience. Like, they didn't like what came with what produced this amazingness, the resilience, the strength, the assertion, because the assertiveness, because sasa unataka kuniambia we date lakini I should not, okay, I can have, I can be able to express myself and my thoughts to a point. I can say something to a point. Like there's a glass ceiling and I'm like, I don't want to be with someone when you honey get. I have to explain to you why I'm feeling the way I'm feeling. Not for like yani hata hauunderstand. Wewe tu unataka kuniambia why are you feeling like this, you should not be feeling like this, as women should do this. Kwanza I genuinely hate men who try to act like they know what a woman should be feeling and what she should be doing and what she should be thinking.
Don't be trying to double back, I already despise you.
Unless you've been a woman for even for 5 minutes, not even for a day, for 5 minutes, and menstruate ama give birth, or you've just been a woman, you've dealt with your hormones, then let's have a conversation. But please don't come here with your and try and tell me how to be a woman, because first of all you have no clue. Okay, you just have an idea. You might have an idea, but you don't know. So shut your mouth. Okay, the only person who can tell me or treat me or advise me in being a woman is a fellow woman who we experience like similar shortcomings. We experience the same things in life. It's not songa kando, please. Thank you for your advice. Next time, go tell it to your bros, okay? So not everyone deserves access. Protect your space, protect your home, protect your feelings, protect your mind, because you can also give access to someone mwenye anakujanga kazi yake kukuput down. Na kwa sasa mbona umevaa hivyo, mbona unakaa hivyo, mbona wewe ni mnono, mbona wewe ni nini, mbona please shut up and move. I'm not the only human here. You can also be friends with other people. Please just get out of my face. God, like, allow people who love you and care about you and want for the best for you to have access. Not everyone deserves access, okay? And that's fine. And a very good example, I'm gonna give you a Bible reference for this, okay? When Jesus went to pray in the Garden of Gethsemane, right before his crucifixion, he went with his 11 disciples, because by that time Judas had already betrayed him and killed himself, right? So the only 11 disciples left, and when he went with them, wakaenda wakafika Garden of Gethsemane, akambia the 8 of them, he told 8 of them, remain behind. I'm just gonna go over there with 3 of these disciples. That was James, John, and I think Peter. I'm gonna go with the 3 of these to pray, so you stay here, keep watch and pray. And he went with the 3 disciples. The 3 disciples he had gone with from now the rest of the pack, right? He was comfortable enough to be vulnerable with them and be like, oh gosh, I'm feeling so much anxiety about what I'm about to experience. I'm feeling overwhelmed. And that is such a key part of the story, because it shows you even Jesus himself, he did not give access to all the 12 disciples. Like, even among the 12 disciples, he had his few that he was able to be vulnerable and intimate with in a way that wouldn't feel overbearing or exploitive, or somehow ingekuwa ina create some sense of exposure, ama ni kama like anakuwa exposed. So having that sense of knowing and discerning and knowing the people that you're safe around to show yourself, to talk to be with, those are the people that you allow access. Au wengine, you can love them, but you have to have a boundary. You have to take care of yourself. You have to make sure you put yourself first. By the way, as we begin this year, actually, I've also been seeing this trend of 2016, like photos and everything. I also posted a few of mine on my Instagram, right? Oh, if you want to follow me, I'm Diversified Wangari. That's my Instagram right there. You can follow me to see what your girl is up to. It's okay to be an amateur. It's okay to be a newbie. It's okay to be cringe, okay? So with that Kenya ilikuwa inanibamba na hiyo throwback ya 2016, we saw how yani the clothes, the makeup, the colors was crazy. Hey, kwanza the blending, ukipaka makeup huja blend nothing, no, unatokea unaona mse ni white hapa kutoka yonda. But we didn't care. We were just there for the vibes, for the fun. You know, we just were happy and existing and just happy to be living life. So I feel like this years Peter, since 2016, everyone is so cautious about what to say, what to wear, you know, how you people will perceive you and all that, and it just takes the fun out of living. Like there was a time Instagram used to be one photo. You open your phone, it's just that one big photo like this in a jack or screen. Una swipe another photo. And that's why, oh my god, this shows my age. And I don't like it. I don't like it.
Older the berry, the sweeter the juice.
But it shows you how simple and basic Instagram was and my life was, but it was giving us so much joy. Like they started launching this reels and stories and everything. It just, I feel like it took the fun out of it. It just took the essence of, you know, snapping or like, you know, just taking photos for the fun and for the vibe into performative activities, because now you have to post the right color, the bright lighting, you know, the right place, the right angle, the right please. Now it's just become performative, and that's why I feel like side content is not as fun ama as intriguing. Like yes, there's some content creators wenye bado wana maintain ama they're really exciting to watch, but hiyo tu kukuogopa kukua tu awkward ama a bit embarrassing or kukua tu like a bit don't feel it. Actually enjoy it, and also have this in mind: you being your number one fan is more than enough. You don't need 2, 3, 5. No, you being your only fan is more than enough. And that's one thing hata mimi nimekuja kulearn as I also progress and try to attain and experience like different parts of life. Like these are things when you're planning I get to learn, and it's so surprising and I love it. I'm here for it. So hata kama this video that I'm making, if it has 3 views, I'm just gonna tell God thank you so much, because I did my part. I was able to create and I'm happy, because for me my happiness comes to creating. It comes from creating and, you know, just vibing with you. You're knocking in a bamba to me. I see the comments, reviews and stuff, and by the people, so many people ask me about the views. Bro, me, I'm here for the vibes. I'm here for the vibes, aren't you? Finally, the last motto for our year is going to be, it's last and not least, okay? If you don't stand for anything, you fall for everything. So that means you need to know. Tuko January inaenda kuisha. I think this is the 30th, right? The month is coming to an end. And you still have time to continue pursuing the goals you had set for yourself. Kama ni health, whatever, ilitoje kwenda kwa gym, kama ni job, kama ni shule, if it's starting a new business, whatever it is you had set your mind, if it's starting a church, if it's whatever it is, like you had set your mind to, please feel free to continue the momentum. And it's not yet too late to start. Just because you did not start it on the 1st or the 2nd or the 3rd, you can still start it today, and you can still start it tomorrow. It's never too late. As long as you're alive and you're breathing, my friend, you are free to start anytime. It's never too late. There are even people in their 50s who are starting businesses right now. So what's the excuse? Yeah, I thought so. Just be open, and as long as you stand for things that are reflective of your character and things that zinakubamba, then you're good to go. You don't need to worry about what other people think. All that is outside noise. In fact, the only responsibility you have is your emotions, how you react, your life, and that's it. Other people's thoughts and reactions to your life is none of your business, okay? And with that, I hope you've enjoyed the podcast because mimi nimejibamba guy, nilikuwa nimewahata mbaya. So also here's to update you, by the way, the schedule of how I'm going to be posting new episodes every month. So we're gonna do an episode every 2 weeks because I want to give you guys quality content, good content, and also be able to accommodate good surprises that I have coming for you, and being able to accommodate guests and everything. So you liking and commenting and interacting with this video really goes a long way in improving and just hyping up this podcast. So if you like it, please I am your sister, you are my sister, you are my brother, and I love ya. So please don't clutch your pearls too tight. A girl's got you, okay? Be calm, okay? I got you. And I also have very exciting things coming up. And until the next episode, here's to us setting the tone for the year. And with that, thank you so much for clicking. It's been fun. I am your host, Diversified Wangari, and this is the Peace of Mind KE podcast. So if you'd like to follow me on my personal social handles, right down below is my tagline. And until the next episode, peace, my love.